My name is Mike Ahern of Infoco, and I am here to give you a quick demo of the Infoco software. Okay, first thing you do is go into your Infoco folder here, and we open up the bar. Here are all the bars, a lot of the bars that I do. I named one new bar as a test here. We open it up, put in your password, which you will be provided with. You go to, first thing when you go to the bar, you go to Way Open Liquor, and on the first available line, you would either use your barcode scanner or you can type it in. I'm going to type it in. My scanner's not hooked up right now. A UPC code. Okay, and as you see, Absolute just popped up because that's Absolute's UPC number. Then you would use your scale that you either have hooked up, or again, right now I don't have it hooked up, so I'm just going to type it in. Let's say that weighs 1,450 grams. Okay, next line, we'll do one more here. Okay, as you can see, that's the UPC code for Bacardi Light. The computer automatically pulls it up with the full weight of the bottle. It knows the full weight of the bottle and the empty weight. And you would either use the scale to weigh it in, or I will just type in a fake weight. Okay, and then you would proceed to weigh all of the open bottles at the bar. We're just going to do those two as a demo here. Let me show you a bar that I already have done. This is Casatina, a bar I started about a month ago. We'll show you under Way Open Liquor. Here are all of the liquors that this bar has. I weighed in every open bottle they have, as you can see. You can see these blanks here are just place savers. For instance, this was probably a shelf here, and then I put a few blanks in just to let me know that I'm going to my next shelf here. Okay, but all the bottles, see some of these didn't change. This one here, Crown Royal, last week it weighed 1169 grams. Now it weighs 706, or actually it's empty. Okay, here's one, Maker's Mark. Last week it weighed 886 grams. This week it's a new bottle, so I check the new column, as you can see. Then I weighed in the bottle, it's 1,605 grams, and it shows you that 8 grams, or a little more than 8 ounces of liquor was used. So you weigh in all the bottles. Then when you get home, you would go to Manipulate Inventory, Manipulate Full Liquor. Here's a list of all the liquor bottles that they have. And then over here, I put in how many current bottles they have. As you can see right over here, this is current column. And I put in how many bottles are on hand. This is the purchased, rec'd in purchased column. Okay, so I put in any purchases they may have had. This over here is their previous, what they had on hand last week, which the computer automatically figures out for you. And then over here, the used, which again, the computer figures that out. All you put in is the current, and then purchases rec'd in. Everything else the computer figures out for you automatically. You can, let's see, manipulate beer inventory. Again, here's the previous, which the computer knows. Here's the bottles on hand currently, which you put in. How many cases they have on hand. For instance, Bohemia here. You have 6 bottles on hand and 1 case on hand. Now it doesn't matter, you can put 30 bottles on hand and 0 cases. You can do, it doesn't matter what you have in there. 6 and 1s, 30 and 0. Okay, and then you would go to this column here and put in how many cases they purchased that week. Okay, everything else computer figures out. Previous, total current on hand, used, price per case. You put that in your UPC file. I'll show you that later. Everything else computer's figured out for you. So you just put in purchases and what's on hand. Let me show you the main switchboard. We would go to, then we would put in our sales figures. For instance, here you have a drink number 390 is a frozen margarita at $6.50, and then all you do is you put in 26 of them were sold this week, and so on down the list. The house margarita, $5 a piece, and they sold 217 of them this week. Okay. Here are the drink mixes that we have. In other words, let me show you a drink mix. Drink 380 is a Florida Sunrise. Jose Cuervo Gold, there is 1.5 ounces in it. And then also drink 380, still the Florida Sunrise. Triple Sec, and is 0.5 ounces. You put in the recipes one time, and then from then on all you do is just put in sales. Let me show you back to the main switchboard. Reports, audit reports, those are the important ones. For instance, Z Beer report. Magnify that. You can see, well, the bottom line is they used 595 beers, sold 594, meaning there's one beer missing this week, which is incredible. Okay, we've been doing these guys about a month, and the owner is extremely happy with the results. He's gone from, they weren't terrible in the first place, but losing 60, 70 beers a week to now he just lost one beer this week. Okay, let me show you the Z liquor. And again, you can see it goes by each specific liquor. Now these aren't all right because the recipes aren't all exact necessarily in this bar. Some bars will be. But for instance, Southern Comfort, they use 3.96 ounces, 3.75 were rung up, meaning there's 0.21 ounces missing, which is a 5.71% shortage for that specific liquor. Okay. More importantly, though, let's look at the bottom line. There were 1,920 ounces used, 1,778 rung up or accounted for, meaning there was 141 ounces that disappeared, which actually is only 8%. Not too bad. They started out at about 22% a month ago. Our goal is to get it down under 5%. We've gotten it down to 8%. Okay, we saved him, $600, $700, $800 a week now. He's put in his pocket instead of going out over the bar. Okay, back to the main switchboard. Okay, I showed you reports, showed you where the way open liquor table was. I showed you how to manipulate inventory. Enter view bar information is just the name of the bar you put in. Print machine audit count, you don't even need that anymore. That used to be when I collected royalties. I would have my reps print how many audits they did and then pay me accordingly, but we're not dealing with royalties anymore. And then load UPC data is if somebody else has a better UPC file than yours, more liquors in it, you can merge them together. Let me show you the UPC file. And as you can see, there's 1,886 different liquors in here. All you do is if you come across a new one, which you do all the time, you put in the UPC number, the name of the drink, the name of the product, what category is it? Is it rum, gin, vodka? What is it? Well call premium top, the wholesale price that you get off the invoice, and then you weigh a full bottle and you put the full weight in there. Computer figures out the empty weight for you. Grams per ounce, all liquors are 28 and all liqueurs are 31. And then the unit size is 1,000 milliliter, 750 milliliter, or what is it? So it takes you about 20 seconds to put it in the liquor, which you find new ones all the time. Okay, drink mixes with the recipes I showed you, and then you have UPC files for all of the beer, champagne, draft, wine. Now, as you can see, like for instance in beer, we don't even actually use a UPC number here. We just go by the name because if I found it was a lot easier not to scan beer bottles. Okay. Let's go back to the main switchboard. And that's basically it. As you can see, it's a pretty user-friendly program. Touch buttons. If you have a touch screen, you can just touch them with your finger, or you hit them with the mouse, or use the arrow keys to go up and down. And prints reports very easily. Shows the bar owner exactly what he needs to know. Very easy and efficient for you to use. And that's about it. So there is the program in a nutshell. Okay, thanks for listening.